Look at Wordsworth going to town. He's busy. He's eating. Hi, little one. Oh my goodness. The little fluff butt. Little fluff butt. And there's the original fluff butt. Mr. Keats! His coat is much smoother now. I think partly after we gave him a bath, that shampoo actually was very drying, and some of his fluffy coat, like the longer hairs, broke off because they were finer. But I think also partially he's just growing up. And he's just not quite as fluffy as he was when he was baby. But it's also summer, and when he was really fluffy was when it started to get cold in like early winter this year. So it's possible that like next year when it starts to get cold, he will grow another fluff coat in. Because the African pygmy goats definitely have more of an undercoat than... There is our Nigerian dwarf spokesperson. Look at him showing off his form. Byron, are you extremely correct? It's very funny whenever animal people who are really into breeds or whatever, which we are not, as you can probably already tell, by the fact that like almost all of our goats are mixes of some different type or other. But a lot of goat people are, because if your goats are registered, then you can sell them for more money, and that is a reasonable thing to be concerned about if you farm goats for a living. Anyway, the point is, people always talk about, like, goats looking correct. Like, they'll post pictures of their goats, and the goats will have, like, a certain body shape, and they'll be like, look at this goat, he is so correct. Are you correct? No, you're incorrect. You're wrong, aren't you? Are you wrong? I love you. Hi, Byron. Look at you. You're such a sweetheart. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, boy, is that your chair now? Is it? Is that Byron's chair? Look at your little mittens. I love the little mittens on his front feet. Yes, I'm talking about you. Here he goes. And there's Shelley and Wordsworth, and there's little Keats. Yes. So Keats is like stockier than Byron and Shelley, and that is because his mom was an African pygmy goat, not a Nigerian dwarf goat. Whereas Byron and Shelley, both their parents were Nigerian dwarfs. And Wordsworth, he will be built more like Keats when he grows up, because he is a Pygora goat, which means that he's the product of goats that have been he's not a direct hybrid, but his parents were both hybrids of African pygmy goats like Keats, and Angora goats, the goats with the very long curly hair. So he will be, although I suspect he will be quite a bit larger than Keats. Keats is quite little, and Wordsworth is already very big. Like, if you guys have been watching my videos from the beginning, when we first brought Keats home, he was older than Wordsworth is now, and I think he was smaller. Wordsworth is still very young. Wordsworth isn't... He's still about a week away from being 2 months old, which compared to when we got the other boys is quite young. But he's already quite tall. I don't know. Both of his parents were very small. We met both of his parents at the farm, and they were both about the size of Byron and Shelley. But I have this weird hunch that Wordsworth is going to be kind of a big boy. I guess we'll find out. Goats don't really reach their full size and shape until... sometimes until they're 2 or 3 years old. Byron and Shelley are just... They're starting to get that adult goat shape, but they're actually going to be a year old soon. I think their birthdays are mid-May. So yeah, they're going to be yearlings, which means that they won't be babies anymore. That's so exciting. I'm getting mosquito bites. Oh my god, did you see Shelly holding that in his mouth? Shelly is really weird. Like, the other goats don't do this, but Shelly does. He loves sticks. He loves to, like, pick up and carry sticks in his mouth like a dog. It's very silly and very cute. Hi, Byron. Did you find a leaf? It's partially a trick of perspective, but partially Wordsworth just is bigger than these guys were when they were babies. Like, his stature. He's taller. I think that's part of it. He's considerably. His legs are longer. But his bone structure is just bigger as well. I don't know. What do you think, little man? What do you think? I mean, he is the only one of these 4 who has any, like, larger sized goat in him, in his quote-unquote heavily finger-quoted pedigree. I'm talking a lot about goat technicalities today. Since I'm already doing that, I might as well tell you that the does we're bringing home are also crossbreeds. They are mini Nubians, which means that they are a cross between a Nubian goat, which are, if you've ever seen the very fat dairy goats that have the long ears that hang down kind of like puppies that dangle when they run or whatever. Nubians are those kind. They're a dairy goat with the long ears. And some people crossbreed them with Nigerian dwarfs, which again is the kind that Byron and Shelly are, so that they'll be smaller and a little easier to handle. And we here at Crap Farm only deal in miniature livestock because we are wimpy sicklings, and we only deal with animals that we can lift in our arms. So we wanted, basically, I say we, it makes it sound much more official because it's just me. I am the only person who is making these goat decisions. Oh, playing. I wanted some of the goats with the floppy ears, and we also, our goal is eventually to milk the goats. And you can, lots and lots of people milk Nigerian dwarf goats, just, they are actually milking goats. And they make really nice milk, actually. The milk fat content is very high, so it's really sweet. But, so we're getting the mini Nubians, partially for milking purposes, and partially because I think that the goats with the floppy ears are really, 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 really cute. And why not have that be part of your motivation? Because, I mean, it's goats. They're cute. I'm gonna have to see them every day, so they might as well be cute. So, yeah, the 2 does that we're picking up are, one of them is a yearling, and one of them is actually one of the goats that I helped to deliver a month or so ago. If you watched that video with the brand new baby goats that had just emerged from the larger goat. I'm taking one of those babies with me. I'm partially considering actually bringing home another yearling so that the yearling does will have kind of allies in each other, and won't get bullied by the wethers, because I really want the does to feel comfortable and not get pushed around. And if we bring home a baby, then, you know, the baby and the yearling, they don't really know each other because they get housed separately at Kathy's farm. So they might not really be able to kind of be allies in each other. Like Byron and Shelly, we brought them home together and they were brothers and they were kind of like allies, and that helped them settle in. But Keats didn't have an ally when I brought him home, and neither did Wordsworth, although Wordsworth, you idiot, he's stuck on a stick. He's done quite well, I think partially because he was so young when we brought him. And just, he seems like a very adaptable little guy. But I really do want to make sure that the does settle in okay. So we may have 3 does. I'm sorry I'm shaking the camera. I'm like applying a bunch of bug spray because bugs. Yes. So we'll see. I think when I say we'll see, what I actually mean is the likeliest outcome here is that we will end up with 3 goats. And then, I don't know, 3 and 4 is kind of a good balance, I think, especially if 2 of them are babies and... yeah. Because, like, this sounds so awful, but when you're talking about kind of goat herd dominance tactics, I want them to be able to gang up on Shelly if they need to. I think that if there's just a yearling and a baby, they won't really be able to effectively gang up. And, that's too bad. I would like them to be able to gang up. So, that's my goal. I'm moving farther away from this part of the yard because I do not want them to wander over to Rick's property, which is where that is. And I'm hoping they'll follow me. Like that one video where they followed me and they were all, oh, here we go. Hi, friends. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for coming back. That was very nice of you. Oh, baby, it's okay. Come here. We're over here now. It's okay. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, little one. Bah. Bah. Ridiculous. Byron, is that your chair? Mr. Byron! Go. Here you go. Here you go. Alright. Okay, well that was a very informative goat video, I have no doubt. Anyway, that means that when we do actually end up breeding Wordsworth and the does, whenever down the line, it will be a while, obviously, because he is a baby. But those goats will be like mini Nubian Pygora mixes, which means that they'll be like Angora goats, African pygmy goats, Nigerian dwarf goats, and the Nubian goats. And that will be many different kinds of goats in one goat package. So that will be interesting to see how they turn out. That will be interesting. There you go. Alright. Woo, 13 minutes of me talking about really boring goat specifics. I hope you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.